Thank you for joining me live. This week we're going to be doing chair-based exercise at dumbbell style, and what we are going to start with is we're going to start with shoulders, because all of our focus is going to be on the upper body for this. So we're going to show you some work that you can do on your shoulders, and then biceps and triceps. So what you can use for this is you can either use 2 dumbbells, one for each side, or if you only have one, that's absolutely fine. We'll just do one side at a time. Just do make sure that each side you complete the same amount of reps. If you haven't got a dumbbell, you can use, for example, a bottle of drink, or we have anything from a kettlebell to a weighted bag, a doorstop, whichever has a little bit of weight to it. What you might want to do is, if you haven't got anything which is particularly heavy, you can up the weight number of sets, so you can do 15 instead of 10, or if you do have something which is heavier, you can then reduce the reps down. So what we're going to start with is we're going to start with our shoulders, because it is always good to start with your bigger muscles first. So the one which I want to start off with first is we're going to do a lateral raise. So that means we're going to take it out beside us. What you can do is have your elbows in and bent, and we're going to take them out and up. The closer the dumbbells are to your body, the easier. If you do want to make it harder, we'll take it all the way out and down, but this will put extra strain on your shoulders. This way I find a lot better, because you can get cleaner reps and better sets. So you can do that one arm at a time, or together. What you can do as well is frontal raise. I prefer doing frontal raise one at a time, so you bring it from your knee up and back down. So do a couple on this side, and then this side. Excellent. And this one is really good if you want to use a bag, because you take it out in front and up and down. You don't have any problem with coming into contact with anything else. Like I did say, you can do them both together, but I personally prefer to do one at a time. What I'm going to show you now is the Arnold press, which is my favourite shoulder workout. What we're going to do is we're going to take it out, and we're going to push it up, down and back in. It might take you a few reps to get used to the movement. So we are going out first, up, back down and then in. So you can do this one at a time. If you want to add a little bit of isometric training into this, you can leave one in as you take the other one up and down. You're just holding it just to make it a little bit harder. If you were to use one at a time, you only had the one, just make sure you're keeping your body still. We don't want to lean over to the side that we're using. We'll just keep up, right, back straight. You can lean back. We're just taking it forward and upwards. Excellent. Finally, we have a shoulder press. So we're taking the movement in out of equation, and we're going to push up. So it's going to go up and down. You only need to come to level, your elbows level with your shoulders. You don't need to bring them all the way down. Just come to here, up and down. Again, you can do this one at a time, but do try to keep yourself straight rather than leaning towards. You may find this is harder if as the reps go on and your shoulders start to fatigue. You may find yourself leaning in to get you a little bit more oomph in the push up. So that was our shoulder ones done. So we'll just have a quick recap. So we had our lateral raises where we're going out sideways or full length, and then we have our frontal raises, and then we have Arnold press and shoulder press. Excellent, so that's all I'm going to take you through on shoulders for now. We can visit this later in some other videos. So what I am going to take you on to now is the bicep. So again, we have 4 different variations which you can try with bicep. So you can start with hammer, where you keep your bicep in close to your side, elbows in. We want the dumbbells facing upwards, like so. And you can either keep it from your legs and curl up, but you are getting only half the range of movement which you would if you wanted to start out beside you and then curl up. You're then getting full contraction of your bicep. You can do this alternating if you'd prefer. This is what you can do if you only have one dumbbell, so you just do one at a time. So again, we want to keep our torso straight. We don't want to be leaning in to the exercise. Next, we have what you'd call a normal bicep curl, where we have the dumbbells out to the side and the end of the dumbbells facing away from us. So I'm going to curl up. Again, you can start from the legs, but you are only doing half the range of movement. If that's all you can manage to start with, then that's great. Start there. But we do want to try and get the full range of movement in. So again, you can alternate or do one at a time if you only have one dumbbell or weight. Another variation we can do is where we put the 2 exercises we've just done together. So we start in the hammer curl position, and then as we come up, we twist at the top. So we're twisting on the way up. But with this one, do be careful not to hit the chair like I just did. So you can do that one at a time, or alternating like we did in the last few exercises. The next one we do, which you will need to do one at a time, is a concentration curl. So we want to put our elbow on our knee. This will take all the strain out of your back and your shoulders, and it will purely work your biceps. So what we want to do is just want to curl up and down, taking the pressure and the weight through your elbow into your knee, so then we don't put any strain as we go. So you'll see this in gyms where people use benches, or they might use a stability ball. But another way to do it is you haven't got either of them, it's just a chair and your leg. So just going to curl up. You will find you have to go diagonally slightly more, just so you can get the range of movement, because you've got your elbow on your leg. Excellent. One variation to this, what you can do is you can start the dumbbell on the opposite leg. You want to work it to your shoulder and back down. Make sure that you keep your elbow still. This is just an extra one I thought I'd throw in and show you. So keeping our elbow close to our body and just coming from our opposite leg to your shoulder. Excellent, so that's our biceps. So just to recap, we have the hammer, where we have the dumbbell plates facing forwards and backwards. So you go up and down. Then we've got the normal, where you have them facing sideways. You curl up and down. And we have the mixture of the two, where you add the rotation in as you curl up. Then you have your concentration curl, elbow on your knee, you're just going to curl up and down. Same on both sides. Then we have the side where you start opposite and you come up to your original side. Just working slightly different parts of your bicep each time. Excellent. What we're going to move on to now is our final muscle group that we're going to work, which is our triceps. So what we want to do is we want to start with tricep extension. So you're going to lean back in your chair. We want to take the dumbbell up and over our head, and we're going to bring our dumbbell down and back up, trying to keep our elbows as still as possible. If you do only have lightweight and you find doing it in both hands particularly easy, you can do one at a time. It's a little bit more difficult to keep your elbow stable, but do try your best. And again, on the other side, be careful whenever you work weights above your head that you've got full control of the weight, because we don't want it landing on you. So again, we've got both hands up and down. The other variation we have for tricep is you want to bring your elbow up behind you, and we're going to kick back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn sideways so you can see this a little bit better. I'm going to bring our elbow up and we're going to kick back and forward, trying to keep our elbow as still as possible. You should then feel this in your tricep. You can do this both at once if you'd like to, or you can do it one at a time. So again, elbow up and kick back. Ideally you'll stay seated forward. I only turned just for demonstration purposes. So if you are doing two at once, you want to lean slightly forward, elbows back, you're just going to kick behind you and back up. But I do personally prefer to do one at a time. You can support your body weight on your elbow on your knees, other elbow up, and we're just going to kick back and forward. You can stabilise your elbow easier and you get a better contraction in your tricep. What you can do is you can squeeze your tricep when the dumbbell gets to the top, just to make sure that you're fully contracted and just to work your tricep. Excellent. So just to recap, we have extension, which is over your head. You come down and back up. You do it one-handed, or make sure if you do it one-handed that you do even reps each side. And then we have the kick back, elbow up, kick the dumbbell back and forward, keeping your elbow as still as possible. Hopefully it's given you some idea of what you can do seated, because when you're working your upper body, it doesn't matter if you're standing or sitting. So if you do feel that sitting is better for you, hopefully this video has helped. What I will do in coming weeks is to work different muscles like your back and your chest while sitting, and because I will do this in my chair-based exercise classes with resistance bands, but I will show you how to do it with dumbbells. So thank you for joining me, and if you want any questions on any of the exercises we're seeing today, send me a message through Facebook or email me or text me. And if you'd like anything else done in videos coming up, please let me know. Thanks again for joining me.